Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, and this is community call number 13. We've got lots of agenda. The team has been hard at it, and I'm not sure exactly how Zoom works with this new tool that we are using, and super excited about using new tools. And that's one of the opportunities that we have is to do some of the video and production. We're looking at combining. We're right now, I think that this is streaming out to 4 or 5 different channels, and we're looking to increase the overall production because this is one of 2 live streams that we bring to you on a weekly basis. So hopping right into the agenda, like I said, we've got a lot to talk about. We have been busy on doing some white paper working groups. But first, want to talk about regular DAO business that we have going on. And some of this is actually to support our white paper working group. So let me make this a little bit bigger here. I don't think I'll be able to make the Discord screen a little bit bigger. But right behind me, I've got the Discord channel. One of the things that we are trying out here in the corner, we have the events, and this is one of the things at the very top of the Discord that you will see, whether you're on a desktop or a mobile experience. And the event that we have for tonight, and this is something that we're trying out. So we're open to hear what everybody feels about this new feature that Discord has rolled out to the community. And this is the event that you've been seeing for a while in the events channel for that's created via the sesh bot. So let us know what that looks like for you. And to get back onto the DAO business as far as the voting proposals that we have going on right now, we have a couple underway. So we've got the BIDL passive income with real estate for everyone. Adopt this tagline. And this is something I'm going to open up this tweet and welcome Dax to the community call. Real quick, I'm just going to go down the list since Dax popped in here as far as everybody that we've got hanging out, just so that we get a little nice representation of who's on the community call. So we've got myself, Andrea, Brian Freeman, Crush, Dax, D-Sign, Michael Martin, Poopster Wilson, Tyler Yonker. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us tonight. And so going back to the BIDL passive income. So this is something and you can see here the Google trend. Let me make this a little bit bigger here, full screen. And so if you've not used Google Trends, it's a great tool for doing like A or B search term to compare 2 things. And in this graphic here was comparing the search term residual income and passive income. And the reason for that is that we're really wanting to put forward the benefits in a couple words that real estate tokenization will provide. And this is something that I really am liking a lot because the passive income, that's something that a lot of people aspire. And Mrs. Yonks and I really believe the more streams of income that you get coming into your household budget, and ideally the more passive that they are, and passive means it's not something that you're actively spending time to do, like your job, for example. So you can clearly see on this chart that the passive income is much more dominant than the residual income. And the thing that I liked about this, and this is something that we kicked around a little bit on one of our working groups, is that this right here, the BIDL passive income with real estate for everyone. And then you can see how it nicely gets truncated, and we're talking about potentially launching a podcast. I could easily see that this would make a great podcast title here, BIDL passive income, and then like maybe even a book or an ebook, BIDL passive income with real estate would be like a great subline or anything like that. So we would love to hear your thoughts on that, any types of concerns. And this is something that we've got going through our voting and proposal process. So and you can chime in on that, vote on this here in Discord. We're going to let this temperature check run through the core team call that we've got coming up on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And then you can hop in the thread if you want to contribute here on Discord as far as your thoughts on this specific tagline. The other one that we've got is in direct support of the white paper. This is a passive income quest. And let me bring open the GitHub page right here so that we can talk a little bit about this. So a white paper is a technical document, and the thoughts on this to help to substantiate some of these beliefs here as far as passive income. And I'm just going to read through these here real quick. Welcome back, Brian. He's popping in here. So passive income quest beliefs, a huge future members expansion opportunity we have here at REtoken is with existing real estate agents. Most real estate agents do not receive passive income through their real estate transactions. And then also a well-executed research initiative can also dual purpose and lead to future REtoken ambassadors in that key MSA. So the thought on this is that this is something that we could utilize, and I understand that a research effort could take longer. One of the other things that we're really wanting to do in this white paper working groups exercise is to come up with a date where we can have a version 1 of this light paper or white paper completed. And let me bring that open here too. The thought of the light paper versus white paper on our Discord real quick. And we've got a thread, and if you can't find it, the search works great. And let's just do a search here for white paper. So here's the thread that I'm talking about, white paper. And the poll in here that I'm referring to is this one right here, light paper versus white paper. So feel free to chime in, hop into the discussion on here. We've also, again, have a working group coming up on Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So that being said, I'm gonna pause here and allow whomever wants to chime in on their thoughts that we've been going through the white paper as far as, and let's keep it short here, like 30 seconds or 1 minute. And I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and let you all chime in as far as this process.
Hey, this is Design. I voted to call it a light paper just because I don't think we have enough work done on the technicals to write what I would consider a white paper to be.
Yeah, and I co-signed that with Design here as well. I believe that we should complete the white paper at a further time after the light paper has gone out, and kind of just use the light paper as more of you know, your traditional tech white paper that's more of like a marketing guideline, or just basically a statement of what's problem we're trying to solve, and like a proposition of value, I think is the term you used, Jan, for it. And then once we get further in and define more of the variables, then go ahead and write our tokens white paper. And then potentially I would agree with writing several white papers for different components of our ecosystem.
Yeah, and maybe let me just bring that up here too, because that's something that we've been working through here. Google Docs, that's still the best tool that we've found for the collaboration. And let me see, bring that open real quick here. So what does everybody think about this passive income quest that I've been talking about here? Now, this is the second time that I've talked about it. Was speaking about it last night during the working group. I'd love to hear some thoughts here now that you've had a little bit of time to contemplate it, and we're going to talk about it again on the core team. I'm kind of excited about it. And I think that this is something that we could utilize over a longer period of time and kind of have some fun with, honestly.
I think it's a great idea. Were you considering like the quest on like Gitcoin's quests, or are you thinking of like basically is there other services that offer like a similar thing? Because that's kind of what I had in my head. Because on Gitcoin they have like different companies that represent themselves on there can essentially basically create quests for different different developers or different people that use that ecosystem to use. And it seems that they have like a few quite popular ones. A lot of new token services I see like kind of make some on there to kind of introduce like the concept behind their token or introduce the concept behind what they're doing.
Yeah, and I actually brought open the rabbithole.gg. This is something that Tyler and myself, and I don't know if anybody else has gone down the rabbit hole, but that's a tool that they have there. And this is something that we could potentially utilize for executing this quest now that you bring it up. And this wasn't even something that I had thought about yesterday. I mean, this is just, and this is why that I love these types of conversations is that I hadn't even put two and two together as far as that this may be an opportunity that if we wanted to, that we could have this quest fulfilled through the rabbit hole community and then also architect that with through the framework that they have as well. I did find the Google Docs here. This is the Google Docs that we've been going through on our, and one of the things that we're doing a little bit different too on this particular series of working groups that we're hosting is we're positioning this as through the lens of how to write a crypto white paper. So we're really taking a step back. And one of the things that we're wanting to do as a result of this exercise is kind of outline the process that we utilize, put a nice little bow tie on that so that we hope that that will be of benefit to the community as well. And I saw a Zoom user join. Hopefully that's Amy. Is that you, Amy, for joining with us here?
Yeah, I was struggling with the stream. What is that? The new thing you're trying to do? But I clicked this link anyways.
Awesome. Well, welcome here. I was just wanting to make sure because I did have a little additional circulation to the Zoom meeting because I did post that to the events channel in Discord, and we'll kind of play around with that here and you know, the opportunity to just kind of like get everything dialed in. I mean, we're so new, like we've got a good cadence. I really love this and our core team call that we host on a regular basis. And that's one of the things that consistency is really what lays a solid foundation. Because one of the things that I really love about our working groups, and we've been talking about our white paper working groups, is that we absolutely get stuff done through our working groups exercise. So was just kind of showing what we'd been working on here as far as the working group. The one that's coming up here is on Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern time, and Trello here. Let me just zoom out on Trello. This is where we get all the things done. We do have the working group scheduled here, and I'll also take a look real quick on our Google Calendar, because that's something that we've got that I've been really enjoying as far as making it easy to see all of the events. And let me bring this on to the other screen. I've got the let's see, right here it is, Google Calendar. So this is an easy way, and you can find our Google Calendar that's in our Discord in the events channel. And I might play around with this new event functionality that's built into Discord, because I could really quickly see how the event and events here could be confusing. So this is something, again, that I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's feedback as far as what's going on in other Discords that you're involved with as far as events. But in the events channel that's under announcements, if you go to pin messages, we have our Google Calendar here. Any events that we have get put on the Google Calendar first, and then those event details will be made available for everybody through the other channels as well. So circling back here to our agenda for tonight. So the next white paper working group, again, 3 o'clock on Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And then looking at our voting proposals, was talking a little bit there about the passive income quest, and then wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you wanted to go through these community member nominations that you made here the other day, Tyler, but I'm going to turn it over to you right now.
Oh, thanks. So, yeah, so two things I was really excited about. One was Poopster. Thanks for putting all that info and articles and resources and everything in those channels. I think the more we have the experts in the group, organize information for new people in the group, the better this community is going to be. Some of our newer people have mentioned feeling really invited, but also really lost. So I think the more that we've got organized resources to point them to is great. The second thing is I was really excited to have some new members that really jumped in and got engaged. So Michael, DSign, and Brian, we really appreciate you guys, all your contributions, thoughts, liking us on LinkedIn, jumping in on our calls, participating in the white paper, everything that we need to do to grow the community. You're kind of the example of everything that we want new people to come in and feel welcome and start engaging, and that's really exciting. So we wanted to do that too. So those are my two for that. And by the way, I don't think anybody actually voted no. We do a yes and no vote, but I don't think anybody actually voted no. So I think everybody voted yes on both of you.
Yes, thank you, all of you, for all that you do. In case anybody missed it, the live stream that we held on Sunday, we went into treasury management. Thanks for all the knowledge that you shared there, Poopster. And most importantly, we're looking forward to making better use of the treasury that we have here that we're starting to get, and more importantly, focused on growing here, the DAO treasury. And then also as Mrs. Yonks mentioned, the new members that have popped in, and all three of you are online on our community call tonight, hanging out with us. So thank you, DSign, Michaels, and Scheme Freeman for hanging out with us here tonight and showing up and participating, like Tyler said, and actively contributing and into the conversations on Discord and also here on the interactive live streams that we host as well. So welcome, everybody. Did you all want to say anything? Any Poopster, DSign, Michael, Scheme Freeman?
I'll speak real quick. Thanks for the kind words. I mean, honestly, there's just a lot in this like space right now, and I mean, you guys all are like really good people, and like this is one of the things I'm more interested in as far as like the tech space of this right now. So that's kind of one of the big reasons like I kind of chose to dive right in. The other thing I was going to say is just quickly mentioning, I think it was a few of the subjects you touched on. I believe one of them you were saying like us like organizing information. I don't know if you guys want to do it. Like one of the things that I was kind of trying to think through is like how we could basically delegate out some of those some responsibilities to people. Because personally, like I would love to fix certain things on our website, just like where or come up with some type of approval process where someone could do that. And I feel like the sooner we come up with that, the sooner we can like move forward really quickly. Because one of the things I was thinking about was just like how the information is structured. I feel like if we had all of the content that's in Trello on our website somewhere in like a more structured fashion might help some users because they're more familiar with that interface instead of like some random app, whether it be Discord, whether it be Trello. It's still an app that they're probably not familiar with compared to like a regular website. So that's something I was thinking of. Plus all that we could get more hits off of SEO with every web page we have. Like there's a lot of additional benefits with that. And in that same context, because like I haven't voted on one. Well, I don't think I've officially voted on one of the things because I didn't notice anywhere that there was like a how-to on that. Maybe there was, and I just did not notice it, or I didn't read it through it all the way, or just wherever it wasn't someplace where it was like, oh shoot, it's time to vote. Here's how I vote. Like, I feel like we should make that process more fluid. And if we do that, like that, we could get more participation. And then potentially, like I was thinking about it with just like the whole how voting works in a lot of these DAOs anyways, is like one of the things that I find I think DAOs have trouble with in general is getting people to actually vote in the first place. So I was thinking we might even be able to come up with a way to like potentially incentivize that in like how our tokenomics work, so to speak, by like basically, you know, if you don't vote, you still lose the coin as if you would have voted. And then I feel like if you vote, you get a coin back. Like, I mean, maybe some system like this is just all future brainstorming, but like just stuff like that in place would potentially help like grow the community stronger and just increase everybody's sense of like commitment, purpose, and you know, like that if everybody's voting, then I feel like they'll feel more involved. Yeah. That's it. That's all from me. Thanks, Design. Thanks, Yonks. You guys are great guys. Can't wait to.
Thanks for that. You just reminded me I need to get on top of these KPI options for us to incentivize voting. So I need to respond. We have a text chat open. I need to respond to. We need to make some decisions there. But yeah, so I agree. Like, the more people we can get participating in governance, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Poopster is talking about there is that earlier here, a couple months ago, we won the UMA project KPI options. So we are absolutely moving forward with putting in place KPI options to incentivize voter turnout. So, and right now I've got the boardroom. This is boardroom.info. We have our project listed here. It's a way that you can vote, see who's voted, see some active proposals. We'll be having some active proposal, or there will be some new proposals coming forward, like the community member of the week that Tyler was talking about there, some of our weekly treasury distribution proposals, and some other things on that. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be some of your first opportunities to participate in the voting mechanism here, like the one that I was talking about, the BIDL passive income, and then like we're going to also move the light paper versus white paper through the official voting proposal process, because one of the other things that I also believe in this is that this provides just one additional way to effectively communicate decisions that we make in a public manner, and then just participate in the governance mechanism, because we are building a community-owned and operated dynamic. And one of the things that's very different about our project by design right now is the only way that you can participate in a governance and be a token holder is to participate and contribute to, and actively contribute. You can't go buy our token on some exchange at this point in time. So did DSign, or I've been seeing Brian pop in and out. Did you all want to say anything before we carry on with the agenda? Again, thank you for both of you that you've been contributing here.
Yeah, I've been in and out because I've been having audio issues, but yeah, just want to second what was stated earlier. Looking forward to getting involved and helping to kind of organize things and streamline things. And so as we roll out more of those types of initiatives to kind of structure our communications, just looking forward to continuing to be involved in those.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. What about you, DSign? See, is he still on?
Cool project, good people. Let's do it.
WAGMI, right? We're all gonna make it. So keeping on with the agenda. So we've spoken about the white paper working group, the passive income quest, and we've got lots of details on the white paper here. So one of the things briefly mentioned tools, and this is something that we will be talking about. We've been talking about Mighty Networks, and I think that with Mighty Networks, I think that right now with where we're at, this is something that we need to start exploring and kind of make a decision on the direction that we're going to go, because this is kind of like what I would say maybe a fork in the road, because the opportunity to make it easier, because and what I would say on a fork in the road, I think that that fork would maybe either be WordPress or Mighty Networks, and that's one of the things, and perhaps that we should just make a decision as far as like plan on a content team working group. And with the agenda here that we've got this week and going into Thanksgiving next week, I'm thinking that maybe we should just put something on the schedule for the following, because this is something that I feel keeps on getting kicked the can down the road, and the people that are wanting to contribute to content, this would be the best opportunity, is to hop in on this upcoming content team working group, and then we could really start having some conversations. And kind of the vision for that is that like I'm expecting there to be like some type of lead for the various teams or working groups, and then on the core team call, that's where we can kind of like come together as far as any of the decisions that need to be made amongst those team leads and stuff like that. And this is just me kind of thinking, talking out loud, but Mighty Networks is something that we've spoken about. One of the drawbacks of it compared to like WordPress is that we're probably like one of the other things that have spoken about, and let me just bring this forward too, go off on this tangent, because this is kind of a fun time, especially with that big airdrop that I did, is that we've been talking about having a founding 1K club. So what would that look like? That would look like using Unlock Protocol, and that's the tool or the protocol that we actually use for our founding citizen. So we've got, I don't know who else that we have right now that has over 1,000 REtoken, but what I was envisioning on this is that it would be an opportunity to take the 1,000 REtoken and acquire a founding 1K club NFT. It would have the same functionality, but it would be a way that we could decrease the circulation of our token, but then more importantly, just be a fun way where we could say, okay, well, if you do this by this time, like, and we're talking about doing this regulation crowdfunding offering in Q3 of 2022. So like, let's say we have the opportunity for 1,000 people by taking 1,000 of their REtoken, acquiring this founding 1K club here on Unlock Protocol. And then that's, again, where we could have the same functionality, but then it would be a fun, different type of a token to represent that. So I know that I've had some conversations here and there, but wanted to open it up here to what you all thought of this idea of a founding 1K club for 1,000 REtokens, and we would cap that to 1,000. So 1,000, make that opportunity here throughout season 0 up to our regulation crowdfunding offering.
I like that idea, but mostly because I know I'm going to get one.
I like it as well. Everyone loves exclusives.
And you can see here, I did a search for a 1K club. So there's a lot of places that have a 1K club. So this isn't like any type of a unique idea. I don't know if it's been executed in the crypto space at all, but I'm liking that. And I think that we should just move this through our official voting proposal process and put some terms behind it, and we can get those terms all hashed out here over the next week or two.
I think that we should have a secret layer where we all drink cognac and drink brandy together and plot world domination with our secret NFTs. Is anybody down for that?
Yeah, I feel that's a great idea.
Well, we're pretty generous and with the rewarding of the REtoken, and that's one of the things that we're only wanting to, like, with the coordinate tools, and we've been incredibly good stewards with the and consistent stewards with the distribution of the REtoken. And this is one of the things that I think that we're going to be well thought out as far as rolling out new opportunities like the UMA KPI options. Based upon my understanding, the team has been really excited of exploring Superfluid. So that's something else that is on the radar as well. So we'll move this forward, and this is somebody, if they like doing like graphic design or other types of stuff like that, that's another opportunity. I mean, the POAPs that we're using right now are definitely, nobody would be upset if we had some fancy, animated blingy types of POAPs or something for the REtoken 1K club. And there's a possibility too to potentially do, like, maybe have it step up, like we could have maybe 1,000 1K, and then maybe like 250 2,500, and then maybe like 55K or something like that. So the opportunity to have additional steps up this, just putting that out there as well. So the other thing too, we have had some conversations here about the DAO Global Hackathon. The first half of that is currently concluded. The reason that I'm bringing it up right now is the open lanes just kicked off fairly recently, and I'm going to bring open our project card for the DAO Global Hackathon here so that I can take a look at the website. So we also have a thread on Discord, but I haven't personally spent a lot of time. This is something that I'm going to take a look at here over the next between now and the core team call and revisit this. So this is what's in the open lanes, and this is something too that I would encourage if everybody that may be on right now to kind of take a look and see what bounties may exist here during the open lanes, and see, this might be a fun time while we're not doing any official REtoken events as far as like the core team call or the community call this next week. This may be an opportunity where you could partner up with some other people within the community to work on some bounties as well. So just putting that out there for everybody to kind of take a look at and see if there's something that makes sense. And that being said, right now, I would say REtoken, we're still in a funding stage of our growth right now. This isn't like, we're not asking members to invest or financially contribute right now. We do have some opportunities that we're looking to create some products. But that being said, one of the other opportunities that we have is exploring various things that we can participate in from either a hackathon standpoint, pitch projects, or whatever. So would encourage everybody to be on the lookout. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let somebody else chime in as far as the DAO Global Hackathon. We've got a decent amount of audience. I'm going to turn it over to somebody else right now.
I would just say for this part, like with the DAO Hackathon, like, because I've been participating in some of the, I mean, I do bounties on Gitcoin like regularly. Where I've been working on a few, but what I was going to say is we need to come up with a way that makes it like the person isn't just like, because see, like the thing is, like, how are we going to facilitate like the submission and where the money that's actually earned for that is going to go, how it's going to be allocated, and then how the people that do the actual work for that are rewarded. So it's not like they're just giving up multiple thousands of dollars for hard work. Because in a sense, then that's an investment by whoever does those hackathons. You get what I'm saying? So it's not because that's the only problem I see. Like, I feel like we could get I could pull maybe a team together to do something for one of these, but it would be really hard to convince people to do it and then just give away the money that's earned, you know?
Yeah, and that I'm open for thoughts and conversations as far as what that looks like, because like the hackathons that we've participated in before were community efforts for the benefit of the community. Now, if there's other opportunity, I mean, because it's one thing of doing a bounty for the sake of earning the reward, and then it's another situation where the bounty is in line with the direction that the community needs and wants to go in. And then we're like, and that's one of the things, like with the bounties that we won with the Decentralized Governance Hackathon, a lot of that stuff was DAO framework that we were wanting to put in place, and we, you know, utilized that opportunity to learn and grow together as a community. So that would kind of just have to, I guess, you know, whatever's being facilitated. I was putting this out there because this is something that we've been talking about as a community, and wanted to circle back because I think it was November 12th on Friday when the first phase of this DAO Global Hackathon wound up. So,
hey, Jason, can I jump in
yes.
here? So there's a couple of things. Michael, if you want to put together your own team and do whatever, fine, you should just do that. But one of the things that we're looking at is if the people want to earn REtokens because they think that it's going to be a big benefit to them, then that's it. So just you and everybody else who is a REtoken holder who wasn't here when we were doing the work that's earning the treasury, you still benefit from that because the treasury is backing your REtokens too. So if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. But if people don't want to be part of our community at all, then that's up to them. We're just trying to figure out, do people want to build into this thing because they think the REtokens are going to be more valuable than the sum of the bounties? And if they don't, then they shouldn't do it. And if they do, then they should. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it makes complete sense. I mean, it's like, see, I was just coming from more of a standpoint of like, there's probably like a lot of people. I know you guys are doing this more like full time, but there's like a lot of people that I think are going to come and participate that may not have like, you know, be available to afford to do it full time, so to speak. So like what I was getting at is like, maybe we could come up with like because basically like I was wondering like basically what wallet would who's holding the wallet for what, where the bounty like payout would be sent, and then
we have
combination like with that, like if like I think like maybe if we could work something out where people that wanted to, basically, because if they build out something for one of those bounties that we are going to use as well, then I feel like maybe the people like that built that should get like, I don't know, maybe a bonus amount of REtokens, a percentage of the bounty, and then a percentage go to REtoken, or like something.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that. I think the thing that we're a little cautious of is there were maybe 8 or 10 of us that did all the work for the American Made Solar Prize, and the grand prize in that's $500,000. So none of us were expecting to get any of that. So once we start parsing into who gets what in cash and whatever, and then contributions, it just gets really messy. So that's why, I mean, I'm open to talking about it sometime later. I want to keep going on this, but just something to think about. It starts getting really tough when you're splitting with the community of who does what work, because that hasn't been the way we've been doing things up till now. And then it gets really weird. Like, you know, you were on the call, but you didn't say a whole lot. You get more than me. It just gets really awkward and weird. So I don't know, Poopster, if you have any thoughts on this or in any of your other DAOs?
I was just going to chime in real quick that Amy is actually going to be working on a proposal, I think, for like for the Decentralized Governance Hackathon. that we won 2 bounties for the people that participated in, and that's something that we've talked about. And she was pinging on one of the, I think one of the inactive channels there. And did I state that correctly, that that's what you're planning on doing, Amy? I'm not sure if she's able to chime in on audio, but ping her offline, Michael. So that's something that there has been some conversation. We're open for those types of conversations, and we love fostering community and creating the opportunities that people and we're all about creating win-win-win situations. I think I'm hearing Amy chime in now.
Yeah, I was trying to look for the unmute button. But anyways, I think what I was proposing to do is, like in our proposal, is to award retokens for the hackathons that we already won, and everybody that participate on an equal level amount. Now, I think what I'm hearing from Michael is, if one person did more than the others, even though they were there to participate, they should be rewarded. And
Not exactly. I'm sorry.
not,
Yeah, I wasn't
that's
trying.
not how it is. Okay, explain it to me then.
Well, what I was more saying is, like, I have other like work oriented things that I could gear doing different activities for. So like I'm in a constant balance of trying to decide how to use my time most effectively in any given point in time. And I feel like a lot of people that like come into the community are not going to be just diving in feast first, trying to do something like full time, and or like, and especially like without any like no upfront paid incentive or anything, so to speak, because like, we got to do like regular work anyways. So what, and like to complete those bounties is going to take usually a significant amount of work. I would say for a lot of them, it's not like a couple minutes type of thing. I wasn't saying that for everyone who participated, somebody would get paid more than another. No, I think everyone that participates in whatever group is working on whatever bounty should get X percentage of the total bounty, while X percentage is agreed to go to REtoken beforehand. And then if that doesn't work, then I feel like they should be rewarded somewhat of a decent amount of REtoken, because like you're going to be asking people to spend a significant amount of time that they could time that they would probably be doing like something for a different job or something else. And it's like kind of a way to balance it, because like for some of that stuff, it's going to be hard to get built out without, I feel like, because it's work. It's like a lot of work.
I think since you just came in and you haven't been in any of the hackathon, you're not familiar on how it's operated. We normally have working groups for each hackathon that we try to do, and everybody who is present to execute whatever was supposed to be done that day. Like the solar hackathon has 13 working groups that we were able to earn REtoken. And I understand when you said a good amount of REtoken, and if Jason, if we can put out a proposal and agreed on how many tokens we issued every time we do a hackathon, because right now I think we're running on just 50 or 25, I don't know, but we can always up that. And I believe, if things gets a little harder, we can up that, and you have to make that proposal, because this is a community and it has to be approved by everyone. And if we won, you can do a proposal for this too. If we won, then there would be a good amount of REtoken assigned to it, because that's the reason why I made a proposal to Jason, in a message that since we won 2 already, can we get rewarded for the work we have done? Because it's never been brought up before. And if you can do a pre-okay on whatever future work we're gonna do, like everybody decide if this amount is good if we won on the REtoken, I'm all for that. Now, when it comes to fiat money award, we can also propose that because the Solar Mate is gonna issue 2 prizes if we won. And everybody who worked on that, hey, I will not say no to a fiat award. It just have to be proposed, I guess. And if everybody is okay with that in the community, of course, the bulk of the money goes back to the community. But if everybody's okay to be handed down a portion of those 2 hackathons that we have submitted for the Department of Energy, I'm all for that. We worked hard on that thing, and everybody needs to have a little breathe, if the community okays it. So that is my input on that. And yes, Michael, since you are part of the community, just do a proposal and the community will voice out their concern if
Okay,
they have.
yeah, because I forgot about, I mean, like, that kind of clears a little bit of things up, because like at the end of the day, I guess you could say, for example, like, because like the thing is, like, where I was coming from is like, I wouldn't mind like going after one of these for REtoken, but I would need like compensate, like, because basically like I would be doing it in place of work like for something else. So like basically like I was kind of just like trying to think out like a way that we could get people like to participate in these and earn more money for REtoken. Yeah, I'll probably just like make a proposal for some of it. But basically, so like so we can get more of these done and more like tech framework for REtoken built out in a faster fashion was kind of like what I was thinking. And because and I didn't know how you guys did the last one. That's really awesome that like you guys wanted, like, everybody participated and everything, and it was done as like a group effort. From what I was hearing with this, I was kind of thinking like more like individual people were going to be looking at kind of tackling these things, or like subgroups of people. So that's kind of like the mindset I was kind of viewing it from in as well. And yeah, but yeah, thank you for telling me that.
I see D-Sign's got his hands up, and we're also 3 minutes after the hour too. So let's work on keeping this short, and then we're gonna wrap up here. But over to you, D-Sign.
I wanted to back up Michael on what he was saying. I think it would be good to have some kind of proposal, like documentation set up, or like a template set up for these bounties, because I was thinking the same thing that Michael was, is like, I would like to spend as much of my own time as possible on REtoken, but at the same time, I need to do other stuff to just like earn money and provide for myself. So I would want to like take a little bit of whatever bounties I am completing on behalf of REtoken. So what I think is, Michael, if you want to like co-author this with me, or if I can just throw my 2 cents in, I think we should have a proposal that everybody agrees on that says like, these are if you want to take a bounty, like these are the things you should list. And this should include like, if it's you or like teams that are, or people in the DAO that want to work on a team, and like, this is the bounty we're going to complete. This is why we think it would be good for the DAO to complete this bounty. This is how much of the bounty we would like to pay ourselves. And all of those things would get included in a treasury disbursement proposal.
Yeah.
And that would be voted on by the community. And, the community can say like, hey, we like all this, except how much you want to pay yourselves. Like, can we negotiate on that or something, Like each proposal can have discussions on it.
I co-sign on that, just because I feel like that's like just kind of more realistic for getting like more work done. And especially just because like the thing I was thinking of, it's not only like would the people that are working on these be giving up like 100% of the pay in the other scenario? It's like they would be giving up also, like they would be building out free technology for REtoken, like the software that they would be providing out of the bounty would be geared towards REtoken in the first place and for REtoken. So it's kind of like REtokens would be win-winning, and the people doing the work would just receive like kind of a like almost slim to none compared to like what the community as a whole receives. Which, yeah. So I mean, I just kind of think that we should write proposals for each and draft them and get them voted on, and that would probably work the best.
And it really just depends on the scope of the bounties as well, because like the bounties that existed in the Decentralized Governance Hackathon were quite a bit in scope. Like the ones that are here in this open lanes, I just was looking, like I've got the finance and operations, and I don't exactly know what it looks like as far as the submission on this, because it doesn't have a lot of details as far as that goes. But this is a much different type of a scope of bounty than the ones that we did for the Decentralized Governance Hackathon too. So very, very different type of dynamics. And then too, it's a different type of conversation, whether it's just a bounty to win the bounty, or if it's a bounty that would really ultimately benefit, you know, the community at large as well. But that's the key takeaway here is look at this, and then also be intentional about finding other opportunities and bringing those forward here. Like I said, REtoken is currently what I would say in a funding stage. And then, you know, as we work on getting more products developed that are providing a revenue base for our community, like our virtual summit, and then our certificate program, and then like when we get the real estate tokenization process down, expecting that to be a revenue stream for us as well. So to work on bringing it to a close here, we've only got 2 minutes left. I don't know if anybody wanted to chime in some very, very quick final thoughts before we wrap, and then the next upcoming opportunity to participate in REtoken is the white paper working group that we're hosting on Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern. And then we have the core team call at 3 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. And then we're going to be taking a break off for the holidays, but I'm going to stop talking and give everybody one final thought to chime in before we bring a closure to today's community call number 13.
Yeah, I was just throwing some stuff in the chat real quick. It was just like short. It was just kind of just based off of what we were saying, because I was trying to think of like the perfect way to phrase it, which like what was actually in my mind is like basically what I was thinking of is like the whole proposal process that me and Desan were speaking of would almost, we could use that as, it's basically a process for people that want to do work for REtoken, or maybe like, yeah, basically want to do work for REtoken, that see a bounty that they want to try, that they may have wanted to try that without it being related to REtoken, but they're like, oh, I'm also a part of REtoken, and this would actually really work with what they're trying to do. Give them like an incentive to use like basically be able to use our name and image for the project under certain terms and conditions that were agreed upon within a proposal within the community, is kind of like what I think the meat of what we were trying to say earlier was. But that's all I got. Great meeting, guys. Thanks for all the words, everybody.
Well, thanks for being here tonight, Michael, and everybody else. Thank you for participating tonight. Looking forward to all that we're building here to create many more opportunities in real estate, to create passive income, to create more equitable, affordable housing for everyone. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good night.
For anyone that wants a POA, please DM me because sometimes it's hard for me to search for your name.
I think Brooke wants a POAP, Amy.
Brooke wants a POAP.
You need to create an account for her.
She has an
We
account.
did-
She's Brooke.yonks.eth. She
Oh, I didn't know. In
yeah,
Discord?
my little no, not in Discord.
Okay.
Just if you send me her code, I can claim it in her wallet. We
Okay. We'll do
I
that.
just want her to know that even though she was bouncing up and down trying to eat my phone, she really wanted to be there. She's still not sure how Daddy gets in the little box, so she stares at him for a while, and then she gets bored, and then she has to stick my phone in her mouth.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate all the ideas and the input that you are giving in, and put that in paper so we can vote on it. Thank you and have a great night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.